for example, my wife is younger, so she was the principal applicant, and then when we talked about our qualification, she was able to get more points because she was evaluated in the category of masters, things like that. So, what does that mean? That doesn't mean that you are more skilled than I. It's just because we don't have special body.
Computers.
But don't mind that. Don't let me bust your bubble. Yeah, it's still our job that is still more in demand. But that's for another day.
The federal skilled trades is basically for people who have some trades. What is that the right
federal
one?
skill worker, right?
Yeah, federal skilled trade.
So the federal skilled trade, yes, people who have occupational skills.
Is it occupational or vocational?
Vocational. You can go through the link that we pasted in the description below. When you use this online tool, it will let you know which.
And
now it's description.
Oh my
God.
Oh yeah, please, time.
You are the one now.
This is the final thing. They were sorting. So King D. Hello everyone.
Hello.
My name is Olabisi David.
And my name is Damilare McDavid.
Together we are Mr. and Mrs. Regen. Welcome to REGEN Relationship Clinic. Thank you for being here today. If you are not a subscriber, can I please beg you? Please beg them. Please subscribe to our channel, please. We promise to bring your way edifying and informative content, such as the one you'll be watching today. So you're welcome. Thank you. So what?
I wanted to know that we have not deviated from what we usually post on this channel, but because of the recent events that have taken place in our lives, we decided to just bring everyone on board in case you're interested. So for a few times you may be seeing some posts on how to get to Canada, things we need to do. A lot of people have been getting in touch with us one by one, and we cannot just answer everybody individually. So we say, okay, this is the best way to do it. Let's just bring everything to this channel. Thank you.
It's your phone there for me. Okay. Actually, just to support what you just said, to be honest, it's not like we just want to put ourselves out there and say, oh, we're not in Canada, we have made it or something. But there's this Nigerian culture that I think we need to work against. I don't know the right word to use now, but I mean, people get to do things and then when you ask them, they tell you it's God. Yes, it's God, but how about we share this information for others to benefit? How about we help others too? Because our coming to Canada today is as a result of information we had privilege to access. Some people have even better qualifications than what we used to apply for the express entry, but because they don't even have the information, they're just there and then just trying to find a way, so that's one of the reasons we just want to let us know that it's still REGEN Relationship Clinic, love and marriage simplified. But we just want to go through this relocation series to help as many people as we can, because God wants you to go to the land flowing with milk and honey.
So Nigeria is a good place, but I must tell you, Canada is a better place. And for any one of you thinking of settling for this kind of a place, this video is for you. And we'll be bringing them step by step things you need to do. So stay tuned. As one of these you're doing just now.
Thank you. So today we're going to be starting the series on how you can migrate to Canada as a permanent resident through the express entry program. I mean, there are so many routes to come to Canada. We have the study route, the express entry route. Some business investments can earn you such privilege, but we are only going to talk about how we did ours and what worked for us. And I think we should put this disclaimer, baby. I think we should let everyone know that, please, we are not a certified agent. We are just people who did this and we were able to scale through, and we just want to share the knowledge. We are not an agent or anything of such. So let's just put that out there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we're not asking anybody to pay for this. it's just a way to just let you people know what we did and how you can do it yourself without expending so much on an agent. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
We came into Express Entry, which is a selection system to select workers, working class around the world, which means that you must have something that will qualify you to come to Canada. And this Express Entry has a few groups that are divided under it, and which my wife will be explaining to you right now.
Okay,
we call them programs, right?
Yeah, programs. We under the Express Entry, right? There are 4 programs, and based on your eligibility, you should be able to know the one that you're qualified to apply under. Now, we have the Federal Skilled Workers Program, we have the Provincial Nomination Program, we have the Canadian Experience Class Program, and then we have the Federal Skilled Trade Program. So these are the 4 programs, and just to let you know that we came in through the Federal Skilled Workers Program, FSW. I like to shorten because it's a long word. FSW, that's the Federal Skilled Workers. And then you have the Provincial Nomination, PNP, Canadian Experience Class, CEC, and then Federal Skilled Trades, FST. Let me start with the Federal Skilled Trades. The Federal Skilled Trades is for people who have some vocational skills like truck driving, tailoring, I think even baking. Yeah, I read somebody on Marital that came in through the FST with a baking experience. Baking, tailoring, plumbing. So that's Federal Skill Trades. But just as I said, we didn't come through that, so we may not be able to say so.
I'm sorry, before she continues, these skills are the ones back in Nigeria that we think these skills
that we look down on.
Yeah, we look down, like a plumber, like a fashion designer. Let me tell you, these are the hot kids here.
Hey.
If you know how much these kind of people, if you know how much these people make here, then if you're in that category back in Nigeria, I think you put my effort. I wish I'd learned some of these things before I came down here.
Well, you do have some skills now.
Yes, just to add, the more you have, the more money you make. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that about the Federal Skill Trades, and then we have the Canadian Experience Class. Now, this is for those people who have Canadian work experience. Like, for instance, some people will come into Canada as students, and then after your studies, you have 1 year or 2 years work permit, and you're able to work in Canada. After 1 year of your Canadian work experience, you are eligible to apply for the Express Entry Program under the CEC class. So this is for those who are in Canada or those who have been to Canada and they have the work experience in Canada. That's that. And then we have the PMP. Maybe you want to talk about the PMP?
Provincial nomination is an option whereby you are being selected by a province, and you are being nominated by a particular province based on in-demand job. So, like,
just to bring it down to our Nigerian kind of understanding, a province here is like a state in Nigeria. Lagos State, Ogun State. So here we have the provinces. We have Alberta, Saskatchewan, and all that. So each province, they have their occupation in demand. Like, the government of Alberta may just look at, we don't have enough pharmacists here. We need pharmacists,
and then field.
So so every time they always have this occupation in demand, and there are a list of NOCs, list of occupations that are in demand. So sometimes when your occupation is in demand here, you are able to apply to that province, show them all you've got, and then they nominate you for the Express Entry. So that nomination certificate you get for them gives you additional 600 points. I know it's a lot to take in, but that's just an overview. We'll still do a breakdown later. So finally, we'll talk about the Federal Skilled Workers Program, which was the one we used. Now, the Federal Skilled Workers Program is specifically for skilled workers. Like, when I talk about skilled workers, those who have degrees, like educational qualifications bachelor's degree, master's degree, professional degree, all those things come together to make you a skilled worker. And not just your degree, your years of experience, your years of work experience. So it's not just enough for you to say, oh, I'm a qualified pharmacist. How long have you been working as a pharmacist? That's the question. So usually, for you to be able to get to maximize your points under the federal skilled workers, you need at least 3 years work experience in your NOC. Like, for instance, now I trained as a pharmacist in Nigeria, but let's say I didn't practice as a pharmacist. Maybe immediately I finished my studies, I decided, oh, I want to be a full-time full housewife, or since I can bake, I'll be doing catering and all that. I may not be able to apply for the federal skilled workers, because even though I have qualification in that degree, I do not have work experience in that degree. So basically, the federal skilled workers program needs you to be a skilled worker. That is, you have a educational qualification, and then you have years of work experience. People who have 1 year work experience can apply. People who have 2 years of work experience can apply. But for you to get the maximum points associated with work experience, which is 100 points, you need to have at least 3 years of work experience. And so, just to let you know that you have had us talking about points. This express entry program is all about points. Yeah. That's why it's a non-biased system.
Yeah.
So it's not about, oh, I like this one, she looks cool, let me bring her in. No, like, they practically don't even know you, they don't know anything about you. You just put in your details, and your score is what gives you your invitation to apply. Like, the entire thing, the entire express entry program, you are eligible for up to 1,200 points. That provincial nomination my husband was talking about earlier can give you 600 points. Your age also gives you points, right?
Yeah, your age gives you points. Your qualification, academic qualification gives you points.
Yeah, your academic qualification gives you points. The higher your degree, the higher your points. Somebody who has a bachelor's degree will have lesser points than somebody who has master's. For instance, somebody who has a bachelor's degree will have lesser points than somebody who has a master's degree. And then, to even let you know, in Nigeria, where polytechnic, we kind of
we think it's lower than
with that kind of look down on polytechnic. But the good news is that if you have your OND and HND, you even have more points than somebody who has just a bachelor's degree, because your OND and HND will be evaluated as 2 or more degrees, which gives you more points. So another thing that gives you points in the express entry system is,
before you leave, you know, there's some fields that give you extra point, like if being a pharmacist, being a doctor, they fetch you more points. For example, there are some bodies through which you need to evaluate your qualification to give you an evaluation that is equivalent to that of a master's. For example, for somebody like me, when I studied computer science in school, and I had to use what we call WES, Word Evaluation Service. All these things we're saying, we'll put the links in the description. Now, my wife, she had bachelor's in pharmacy. In Nigeria, I would say it's the same. There's a special board which evaluates for pharmacists, which is called PEBC. And when they evaluate your qualification, it gives you higher rank, very close, almost like a master's.
It's the same point with the master's degree.
A master's degree.
The professional degrees and masters, they have the same. They are together. So the rank is bachelor's degree, 2 or more degrees, masters or professional degree, like masters or licensed degree. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah, licensed degrees.
So some doctors, pharmacists, lawyers, although nursing is not part of it. I don't know why, but those are the degrees that if you evaluate with the evaluating body of your profession, then you are able to claim points for a professional degree rather than bachelor's, even though what you have is a bachelor's degree. Like, I don't know if you understand that. I have a bachelor's, just like my husband said, I have a bachelor's degree in pharmacy from University of Ilorin, but on evaluating it, I was able to claim points for master's because it's a professional degree. So that's that.
So that does not mean that when you don't evaluate for you as a pharmacist, but they will give you lower points.
Yeah, if I evaluated with Wes, just like my husband did, I would be evaluated as a bachelor's degree. That's it. And so that would give me I think about 10 points less. So,
and that's a lot.
That's a lot. If you understand how the express entry system works, you know that even 1 point is a lot. So that's the reason you must be able to gather as many points as you can. So another thing that can affect your score, we have been talking about the things that can make you gather points in the pool, your express entry. Another thing that can help you is the language results. Like, depending on how many language proficiency you have, you'll be able to gather more points. Now, there's the IELTS test of English exam. The higher your score, the higher your points. But the minimum that will fetch you a reasonable points in the system is to have listening 8, reading, speaking, and writing 777 bands in all those components. And then another thing people are doing now to gather more points is French. The French exam is fast becoming something that a lot of Nigerians are really adopting to gather, because if you are able to do well in your French exam, I don't really have the details of the score, but if you are able to attain a particular benchmark, you get additional 50 points. That is a lot, a whole lot. So some people who are open to learning new languages, they're also moving towards this French. So those are the things that can affect your score in terms of language. Another thing that can affect your score is
your age.
Okay,
we mentioned it earlier, but to elaborate on age, once you're less than 30 years old, you have a lot of opportunities, because once you are 30 and you're above, you keep losing 5 points every year. And for many people that I know in this category, every year they are not happy. So now, for example, if you are going as a single, if you are less than 30, you are going to attain the highest points when it comes to age. But if you are 30 and above, you start losing 5 points every time you do your birthday. Now, in a situation whereby a couple needs to go, one of the things you'll be considering is who is lower, who is younger than 30, who is younger than 30. For example, my wife is younger, so she was the principal applicant, and then when we talked about our qualification, she was able to get more points because she was evaluated in the category of masters, things like that. So, what does that mean? That doesn't mean that you are more skilled than her. It's just because we don't have special body.
Computers.
But don't mind that. Don't let me bust your bubble. Yeah, it is still our job that is still more in demand, but that's for another day. So when it comes to age, the person that is younger will fetch more points, because knowing that, let's say once you're 31, you lose 5 points. We said 1 point is very, very. Some people have been in this pool for like 1 year, 2 years, just because of 2 points. So just imagine you're losing 5 points at every time you have a birthday. So age is another thing that you need to really consider.
Okay. So finally, another thing that can get you points in the pool is sibling. There's something we call sibling or relative points, like your direct sibling, or let's say parents to child. If you have a sibling or a parent biologically related, not even cousin, niece, nephew, my uncle's brother's auntie's son. It has to be your direct blood relative. You can get, I think it's 10 or 15 points if you have a sibling who is a permanent resident in Canada or a citizen. Yeah. So those are the things that can affect your score. We just needed to let you know these things so that you can know exactly where you stand. So that by the time you check your score and it's not good enough, you can know what you can work on to get more score. For instance, some people get additional degree to get more points. Some people go learn French to get more points. Some people try to do better in their English exam to get more points. Those are the things. And then some people try to get a sibling. That's like the way. Okay, so finally, before we end today's video, we would like to, I know you have been asking, okay, how will I know the one I'm eligible for? You know, we mentioned 4 programs. How will I know the one I'm eligible for? Then how can I know my score? So, King D.
Yeah, the first thing you need to do is to check your eligibility, and one of the ways to do it is to go through the link in the description below, to use that online tool to determine which of the programs you are qualified for, because you will definitely be qualified for one or some and will not be qualified for the others. The system is so designed in a way that you ask you a series of questions and to tell you which one is good for you and which one is not good for you. Then you can go ahead and calculate your score. And there is an online tool to also do that. You can check that in the description below. And things you need to do, for example, you need to simulate your score, your IELTS score, even if you have not written your exams. But just try to use the maximum score, like 877, 8 in listening and other components, 7, and your age, how many years have you been working, you know, those kind of things. When you feel, if you're going with your spouse, it will ask you all those questions. If you're not, and one thing I need you to know is that if you are going with your spouse, it will automatically reduce your score. So for you to now meet up with the trend of points, your spouse also needs to evaluate their degrees, their qualifications, then write IELTS. And this is where I think many people used to have a lot of problem. I was a victim. I didn't want to write the exam. My wife did absolutely well, and I was down about it for a long time. God almost saved us. But I wrote the exam. I didn't pass as much as my wife did, but it was enough for us to get picked by federal skilled workers. So when you do all these things, it will tell you how many points you have. And as I've told you that this system is point based and it's highly competitive. You know, we're having a lot of people with very high qualifications, and even young people are coming in. So you will be able to know, once you do this, you will be able to know what to do next.
Okay, I think we'll stop here for now. The next time we'll be bringing this video your way. You'll be learning how to get started. Yeah. And I believe by then you must have checked your eligibility for the program you're eligible for. If it's the federal skilled workers, yay, then we can still be of help to you. But if it's the provincial program or the federal skilled trade or the Canadian experience class, we may not really be able to help because we didn't go through that route. But please check your eligibility, and if you have done so, you can just make a comment down below. Let's know which of the programs you are eligible for, and then also make sure you check your tentative score. We call it CRS Score, Comprehensive Ranking System Score. That is to let you know which place you are in the pool. For instance, the CRS score we used to get our invitation to apply was 472. The trends have been higher now. There was a draw last Wednesday, and it was
500 something.
Yeah, 500 and something. It was really high.
That was about 30 scores higher.
It was even over that.
Yeah,
I think 550 something.
550 something. Wow, that's over almost
80 something points.
80 something points.
Yeah, but it's going to come down because they just resumed the draws. So there are a lot of people with higher scores in the pool. So the more they are doing the draws, the more the scores will be coming down because they are able to pull out those that have higher scores and then make way for others. So please do all this, and then when next we come, we'll talk about the next steps. Do you have any questions? Feel free to comment down below. We'll definitely answer your questions. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. I hope it was helpful. If you are yet to subscribe, please can you subscribe to this channel? Click on the subscribe button, and you can also turn on the notification bell so that when we post our videos, you are able to get notified.
Yeah. Then tell somebody around you. I know that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that want to. Tell them to follow us on this channel. Let them subscribe as well. And next time we'll be talking about getting started. You don't want to miss it. Just like a way of putting you through how
the beginning.
to do everything.
Yeah, and the truth is that these things is a function of information. Please don't be selfish with this information. Share with your friends that you know that they are interested in relocating. Canada could be their dream country. Please just help us share this video to others so that we can all move. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.